Today we're going to be covering the gear I'm taking to Daytona right now. So let's get right to it. First piece of gear that we're going to discuss today is the Aerostich. Now, if you go through my channel, you'll find that I did a review on the Aerostich Cousin Jeremy. In that, I went over some details of the other Aerostich gear that I have. But this one-piece suit, I did not go over. I got the Roadcrafter Classic that I've been wearing for decades. It wasn't the Classic when I bought it. It was just the Roadcrafter one-piece. This is a Roadcrafter one-piece stealth. Doesn't have any of the reflectors on it. One of the other things that sets it apart is that this is unlined, so there's your cordura out here on the edge. You can see all that silver in there. Some of the improvements they've made, it's got strapped down collars, so if you don't like that collar touching your neck like we had discussed on the leather jacket, then you don't have to. Snaps down. Why would I take this? Glad you asked. It's waterproof, it's windproof, it's extremely easy to take on and off, and I can go riding in this gear that I've got on right now, t-shirt, blue jeans, boots. Slip this on, now I've got full protection, full armor, I'm waterproof, I'm ready to go. I've got all these huge pockets. I got here, I got this pocket here, pocket for my gloves, big pockets there, pocket on my thigh, which is more useful than you would think, because whenever you're riding your motorcycle, you got your foot on the peg. That's accessible, it's easy. Some people use this Velcro piece here to put a map pocket so they can look down on their leg and they can see the map. I've never used it for that before, but that's an option that you've got there. And then you've got, this zips up, and you've got this tab right here where you can adjust the fitment on your boots to get it as tight or as loose as you want to. So this is definitely a piece that I carry with me. I use this pocket here. I put in all my receipts, my credit cards I want easy access to. All of that goes in this pocket. So I can zip on this suit and be ready to go anywhere in the United States that I want to go, protected, waterproof, with all the amenities of a touring suit. How fast can I put on this suit, you say? I don't know. Let's find out. Just that fast. That was pretty quick. Anyway, that's basically just a shell, the Aerostich R3. So you need something under to keep you warm. For me, I like the goose down jackets like this. I can put this on and I can stay warm down into the 30s with just that on, depending on which motorcycle I'm riding. Some bikes are inherently warmer than others, but it's a nice jacket. And then whenever I get out and about on the town, if it's cool in the evenings, then I've got this to wear, and it doesn't take up a lot of space, and it doesn't look like I just come out of a James Bond film pulling off my one-piece Roadcrafter. But it's a really handy piece, and I carry it on almost all my trips. You never know when it's gonna get cool, especially if you end up at higher elevations. I got a couple of pieces I want to show you, but first we got to talk about this surprise jacket. I mentioned it in an earlier video. We may have a surprise jacket that come in. Legendary Products was talking with me and said, John, I'm just going to send you the Badlands jacket. Give it to your buddy or somebody that you know to ride in. Do whatever you want to it. Well, I took the man at his word to do whatever I want to it. So I'm going to take this jacket. We're taking it with us to Daytona. It is a size 44, and when I get back, I've got some videos in mind on this. So if you want to know more about the details of this jacket, wait for a release of my video that says things you should never do to your leather jacket. And we're going to do it to this one. I've got some ideas in my mind that nobody in their right mind would do to a leather jacket. But we're just going to see how tough this really is. It's leather jacket. It's got double layer leather in the shoulders, double layer leather in the elbows. It's got these hand warmer pockets here on the sides. Then it's got a small cell phone pocket right here for whatever you might want to put in there. I've already found out it's too small to really get your whole hand in there. I can just barely get my knuckles back into there. So it's not made for anything large or hard to get out. You got a full depth pocket here. It comes down to here. This hand warmer pocket comes all the way to this zipper as well. It's got enough room in the cuffs, even whenever it's zipped up, that they're not tight on your wrist or anything. But it fits really well, I think. With it zipped up, it's got the sleeves puffed up just a little bit. So let's unzip the cuffs. Show you. You can see the leather comes down past my knuckles on this. That is really good for me. I know a lot of people that may irritate them, and if it does, zip up your cuffs. And unless you got tiny hands, it won't go down as far. But for me, I want a motorcycle jacket that's made to ride my motorcycle in, not look cool walking down Main Street. And with those extra long arms, then I can do that with this jacket. So this will be the thing I wear when we're going. I'm gonna make an exception to my pack light idea, and I'm gonna wear this jacket. I'm gonna carry the Aerostich that we just looked over in the top box, just in case it rains and it's cold. I don't want to soak this thing with me in it. It's got a zip out vest liner in it as well, and they sent me this cool little hanger so I could hang the jacket. So we'll look at that as we're on our trip. These pants I carry a lot of times, I wear a lot of times. This will be the pants that I wear with that leather jacket. You can see here in the knees, they've got good armor. It's one of the first products that had the D3O, and this armor comes all the way back to here, and then it wraps all the way around here, so it covers both sides of your knee. Really good protection there. It's BMW City pants. They don't make these anymore, and I don't know, these things are forever old. I've got two pair. I got a pair of denim, and I got these. I'll be wearing those for protection. They're hot if it's really hot. I mean, you go to 100 degrees, high humidities, these things are a scorcher. But in most other weather, they work out pretty well. Okay, we got the table moved over here. I want to cover the big stuff first. I know I keep talking about, you know, I bought this 20 years ago, bought this 15 years ago, and it's true. And when you buy really good gear, it just holds up, and you can get by with wearing stuff forever. These boots are no exception. Let's see if they had some writing in them. I should have looked before I started the video. No, I thought maybe they had the date wrote in them. But these are used to be made by Aerostich, and they do not have them anymore. It's a long story about the company they used going to this fake leather stuff for whatever reasons they have. Aerostich wanted a leather boot, just couldn't get it. This is their combat touring boot. It works really, really well. It's protective. You can tell it's hard. I've resold them with these Vibrams, so they're a little bit more flexible, but not extremely flexible. They're really good for riding the motorcycle, taking short walks, those kind of things. They're not a motocross boot. They're designed like the old ones. They fit really good. They're 20 years old, so you can look here and you can see that they've got broke in really well, and I don't know if that shows up, but the leather's got some cracks in it here and there. Just old boots that I really haven't taken really good care of, but I love wearing them on these trips. If you don't have lowers on, they really protect your shins and stuff from road debris and things that kick up off the road, rocks thrown by semis and the like. In my early years, all I wore was a Raya, and then I started wanting a flip-up helmet, and the only thing I could find that worked and fit good was the Shoei flip-up helmet. So that's what I've got. It's one piece that's not 25 years old. I swap them out fairly often. I wear them out in about the time that you're supposed to have them shelved and buy new ones. And I just wear the interior out and everything, pulling them on and off and wearing them constantly. So really good helmet. If it fits you, airflow is extremely good on it. I like that. The thing I don't like, I guess, about the Multi-Tech, because I was used to the Arias, is you've got to have this visor opened up to this first detent on both sides or you'll slam shut. That's a lot of air. That's a lot of bugs and dust and grit, where on the Aria, it's got a detent right there that just lifts the face shield off the gasket. I really miss that running the Shoei, so that's the downside of this helmet. All right, next thing that we're gonna go across, Forever Ago made gloves. They don't make them anymore. These was actually a brainchild of mine, and I got them produced by an American company using American leather. So the American deer hide Sullivan Glove Company, that's who made them for me. And then something happened and the thing just didn't continue on. These gloves are old. This is not going to make any sense to you, but I don't wear them a lot because they're on the edge of being completely wore out. I mean, none of the seams are undone. The unique thing about the gloves and why I had to have them made, I went to another company that makes deerskin gloves that's really popular, and I helped him advertise some of his products and stuff, but he didn't want to do this one concept that I talked to him about. You got the palm patch here that protects the base of your hand and around in case of a slide. Whenever you slide, fall off the motorcycle, the first thing you naturally do is throw your hand down, and it protects here. But the second thing that seems to happen is your hand goes down, and the weight of you falling and all, you roll that glove. And on most gloves, when you roll, that's when the glove comes off of your hand, because it hits that seam and tears it apart. So the idea was to build a patch that completely covered that seam all the way down the pinky in here. When I contacted Sullivan, they said they didn't think they could do it, or somebody already would, because it was such a great idea. They went to their sewers with the idea, and the sewer said that's no problem. So we had those gloves for a long time. If you're a CMA member and you want these gloves back, contact the Goodie Store and tell them you want the American-made version again. The next gloves that I use, this guy, he's not ever given me anything, so I'm not plugging him for more product or anything, but Texas Good Glove. It was a one-man show, and I bought gloves from him before. These he tried to get me to buy, and I just refused to buy them because they were thick, they were heavy. I was really used to my thin deerskin gloves, but these are made out of buffalo. They're made in the USA. I think Greer's the name of the company that makes them. But Texas Good Gloves, a good guy to buy from. And they have broken in just like he said they would. It's taken a lot. I've used them out in the shop. As you can tell, there's the color they were, and then they've been sun bleached from all the use I've got, and they're showing no signs of giving up. These gloves will probably last until I lose them, which I have been known to lose gloves. And then I recently got these gloves in for Christmas. In-laws got them for me. I like a long gauntlet glove. They're hard to find anymore. They have any quality to them. So I got these gloves. They cover up the cuffs on my jacket, on my Aerostich whenever it rains or whatever. It keeps it from going into your coat, and this keeps the air out of them. So that kind of covers my gloves. I'll carry all three pair with me when I go to Daytona. If I'm going to be riding in rain for like a week, you can go buy these jumbo gloves at Walmart or different department stores made for washing dishes and stuff. They're really thick latex type, not latex, really thick plasticky type glove. And you can get them in like double, triple, extra large. And if you got a large hand like mine, they fit over your glove pretty good. And they're about as good as anything that you can get. Down here, some few more things that I go with. Some of my stuff redundant. I got these. They're water. I don't even know if they're water resistant, but I've got them and I've never used them, so I'm taking them on this trip. I had some field shears I bought, Gore-Tex, guaranteed to be waterproof, leaked from the day I got them. So I just don't believe in waterproof gloves. But if it rains hard, I'll throw these on and see what happens. I've got some tie-down straps that's going to go to tie down my camping gear on there. I carry this hat. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I got a little something. I went to the doctor. They put me on these antibiotics. But they warned me that while I was on the antibiotics and for a few days afterwards, I'd be extremely sensitive to the sun. I'm already sensitive to the sun, so I've got this to wear in Daytona to cover my ears, that kind of stuff. I hate sunblock. I really do. So I've got a hat to help me cover that and to give myself a shade, natural shade. This is a redundant part like what I was talking about, but if it's really getting cold, a jacket liner like this, an electric liner, is hard to beat. And it puts out the electric heat and it makes you feel all warm and cozy on the inside. This is going to be a controversial statement, but I found it to be true for me. Electric heat is different than like goose down jacket or something. I can feel the warmth off of an electric jacket, and when it gets really cold, I can feel the heat, but I'm freezing. And with goose down, I don't have that issue. So it's a little bit different, but it really works good and it helps a lot. And I'm not knocking them. Obviously, I use them, but just need to know there's something different about the type of heat that you get. It's not really body warmth, I guess you would say. Now, I brought this out. It's not really riding gear, though it is. But I recently just bought a piece of leather strap from my local boot maker because I wanted to build a belt. I'm not a leather worker, but I dabble on occasions. I've done some gun holster stuff. Anyway, built this 3/16 thick leather Veg tan belt back in the old 70s styles where you had the double prongs and the holes went all the way around. So I built this jacket just this week. So the good thing about doing this is if for some reason I have a strap break or something that needs to be tied down on my bike and I don't have what I need, I can take my belt off and I can stitch it down however tight it needs to however, well, up to that length, size. But it's useful as more than just a belt on the motorcycle. So that is the riding gear that I carry on my motorcycle. And I will go into more details with it if need be. You guys let me know. I'll be wearing this stuff going to Daytona and back. If you got any questions, just drop me a comment down in the comments. Hit like and hit subscribe. And it really help us out. We have hit 500 subscribers now. I know that's like a joke because all these other guys are hitting like 10,000, 100,000, all this stuff. But 500 people, if it's worth it to you guys for a video, then I sure don't mind doing them. And thank you very much for subscribing to Aggie Outdoors.